Hey guys, welcome to J. Hauser Writes. Today we are going to be talking about where I decided to publish this beauty, Cedar Shadow Wars. If you have not checked it out, it is a young adult contemporary romantic fantasy. Can't say the word contemporary right now. But if you haven't checked it out, please do. Links are down below. And we're going to be talking about where I decided to publish this, where I have it distributed and printed as an indie author, and why I decided to go there. One thing about being an indie author is you wear a heck of a lot of hats. Even if you're not wearing the hat as a cover designer, you are wearing the hat of finding a cover designer, right? You're doing everything. Now, when I say indie publishing, I'm using it synonymously with self-publishing. Now, some people will say indie authors can also be published by small publishing houses. Those you want to be a little careful with because they can be vanity publishers, which are pretty much a scam. But I'm just going to say, I self-publish. I decide everything. I hold the rights to everything. I make the calls. If you want to know why I decided to go that route, at least for my first book, my first series, I've got a video on that. I highly recommend checking it out if you're trying to make that decision for yourself. And honestly, knowing the answer to that can also help with the way you write your story. So I am dealing with 4, I will say, printers slash aggregators slash distributors. Sometimes I'm not 1000% sure what the difference is, and I feel like there's some overlap, but we'll talk about that. So let's talk about which book format. Let's start there. First, let's talk ebooks. So I have my ebooks actually with 3 different companies. We'll just say that to simplify between aggregator, distributor, all that stuff. So the first one is KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. And they have a program where you can do KU, Kindle Unlimited. Not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's like a subscription where people pay and then they can just go wild with books that are free on there. I did not enroll in that because my marketing strategy is to go wide, which means that it can be accessed worldwide. So I'm published with them, but not exclusively. And you can purchase it on there, Amazon.com, on your Kindle for $4.99. And that's the #1 spot. I will say, as of the time that I'm filming this, my ebook sales have been abysmal, which maybe shouldn't be too surprising since it's young adult. I think a lot of those people are maybe more into paperbacks, hardbacks. I will say all but one so far has been through Amazon, through Kindle. The other main distributor of my ebook is called Draft to Digital, and they send it out to a nice wide variety. And you can also get pretty decent royalties. Some of my decision making about who was going to handle and distribute my book had to do with ease of working with them, costs associated, royalties, but also the reach, right? So there's a lot of different factors. So Draft to Digital has my ebook as well, and they automatically, unless I opt out of one for some reason, distribute it to a lot of different platforms. It's now on Apple Book, it's on Thalia, Bolo, it's on Barnes & Noble Nook, it's on Rakuten. It sends it out to a lot of them. It also sends it out to library ones, such as Overdrive. It can be borrowed from your library on Overdrive, and I've actually seen someone do that. So they give a wide distribution. Now, Amazon does offer a wide distribution for their ebooks, but they cut your royalties in half, and I wasn't a fan of that. Why should I lose half of my already meager profits just to have it go out to other sources when Draft to Digital will give me almost the same royalties as the higher Amazon rate? Yeah, it just didn't add up to me. Another one that does ebook, which is part of this video, this is an exciting announcement, is that my book is now on Google Play Books, which I have never actually used, but it's not available as a store for Draft to Digital's network, so I did have to go there independently and upload it there. And normally I would have said, I've got a pretty wide stretch, and the ebooks aren't even selling nearly as much anyway at the full price of $4.99. But my understanding is that young adults tend to lean towards Google Play Books. So since my book is upper young adult, I figured maybe I could hit that market. I don't know yet, haven't really done any marketing, but part of this video is an announcement that I do have some free codes. So gonna do a giveaway. At the time of filming, I really don't know all the details, so that's in the description down below if you want a chance to read this for free, or if you know someone else that might enjoy reading it, well, they can request it at the library. We've discussed that, but that may take some time. For sure, I'm giving away some free codes. Next is print copies. So paperbacks. I have my paperbacks printed by 2 companies. First, again, is KDP, Kindle Direct Printing, Amazon's private print-on-demand printing. The quality, I feel like, is maybe not quite the same. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. I haven't ordered a bunch of author copies like I have from the other printer, and the other printer has given me a lot of grief. We're just gonna say they're at a tie right now for printing quality. But Amazon, people can buy it with Prime, get super fast shipping, and it's just convenient. If you're not selling on Amazon, like, I'm trying to figure out what your marketing strategy is, because why wouldn't you? So it's on there, and it's also being printed through Ingram Spark. Now, Ingram Spark is a print-on-demand company that is a division of Ingram Lighthouse. I don't know, they have so many different names, but they do a much wider network of being able to get your book out there. So people can order through barnesandnoble.com, they can order through the Book Depository, they can order through all of these stores in different countries around the world that I've never even heard of. They can order my print copies of my book. And I don't have to go to the extra effort to put it in each stores. They send out that metadata directly once I enable distribution. Also, the nice thing about Ingram Spark is that they allow pre-orders of print. They also do ebooks. Don't do it. It's trash. And for some reason, they don't do pre-orders on their ebooks, which is kind of the opposite of what Amazon does, which only allows pre-orders on ebooks, but not on print books. But if some of you pre-ordered this book in paperback or hardback, you'd say, but I bought it on Amazon on pre-order. That's because I had not yet made distribution live on my print copies with Amazon until the pre-order was over. At the time that you pre-ordered, it was actually being printed by Ingram Spark, and Amazon was one of their distributors. If I've lost you, I'm sorry. But maybe if you are in the thick of trying to figure things out, definitely, I hope this helps. And you can leave comments down below for sure, and I will do my best to answer them. So Ingram Spark, again, they allow pre-order. I have to believe they're capable of quality books. I've had a lot of problems. I will have videos specifically on each of these places and my experiences thus far. But suffice this to say, I've gone with Ingram Spark as a main printer that I work with, and I've enjoyed the ability to do pre-order, and they have wide distribution because I do have people from around the world that are ordering. And some of those people never use Amazon. It's huge. Amazon is like an everyday household name in America, but not everywhere. So it's just the 2 companies for the paperback. And then for hardback, right now, I only have 1 company printing that, and that is Ingram Spark again, because they allow pre-orders, and because at the time that I set this up for publication, Amazon didn't genuinely do hardcover books. Now, at the time that I'm filming this, I actually have the ability to make hardcover books directly through Amazon, and I might consider it, but it's still kind of in beta testing, and it can be kind of rough on the quality from what I understand, and it would not be consistent with the books that I have right now. Right now I have jacketed and laminate cover on my hardcovers, and some people don't care about the jackets, right? They'll just toss them, the dust sleeves. But some people like those, and to have consistency, I want, whether you order it at Barnes & Noble or Amazon, your book to look the same. And right now they just don't have those dust jackets at Amazon. So right now I'm choosing not to distribute hardback covers with them. Now, these companies do dip into each other's business a little bit. For example, Draft to Digital, you can actually do print copies of your book, but that's not their main thing that they're known for. And it just doesn't seem like, you know, the quality and the reach and the royalties are in your favor, so I didn't really even consider them. I will be doing more videos about my process with each of these companies. They for sure each have their pros and their cons. Some are very frustrating cons, and it's kind of like you feel like you have no choice depending on your marketing strategy. But you know, if these are the avenues that you want to go, might be worthwhile checking them out. Now, one medium that I have not published in is an audiobook, and I've had people ask me, do you plan to do audiobooks? And I would absolutely love to. That's a pipe dream. Partially because you really shouldn't do it until you have like a full series. As an indie author, to see that enough people are even interested in it, and because they can be pricey. So there are two options right now. Again, you're just kind of limited on what you can do. And actually through Drafted Digital, there's a connection to a company called Findaway Voices, which means, again, wide distribution, that you can get your book out there. And it seems less restrictive than the other option, but it also sounds like it's not as well known, not as favored, we'll say, to put it lightly. And the other option, which I'm sure most people know, is Audible or ACX. And that is tricky because not only do you have to pay a narrator, which there are two options. Either you outright pay a narrator, which can be hundreds or thousands of dollars out of your pocket, or if you can find one that will agree, you can do a royalty split. But then you're in like a decade-long contract. And if your book takes off, well, there are ways to buy out the narrator. It's going to cost you significantly more, and if it doesn't, it can just sit there, but you're also forced to be exclusive to only Audible. And Audible has some very unfriendly practices towards authors, including putting you on like a free list without you even signing up for it, and that lowers your royalties. You did not sign up for that. And they have a very liberal policy that people abuse of being able to listen to an entire book and then return it saying, well, I didn't like it. And then the author gets no money, yet they had to pay a narrator. So it's just much more expensive and harder to make back that money. So I do intend to, just because of my dislike of exclusivity and not liking the rigidity and when they don't treat the authors well, there's a good chance I'll go with Findaway Voices, but we'll see how it comes. It might be a few years till we get to that point. Well, we would get there faster if you share my book, help me get it out there, help me find an audience. But yeah, those are the many places that I currently publish with or am considering. So the ebook is directly uploaded with 3 different companies that get it out to the world, paperback with 2, and then the hardback just with, I'm just putting up random fingers right now, the hardback just with the 1 right now. And overall, I'd say I'm happy. The printing industry is going through a rough time right now with shortages in both staff and supplies because of the pandemic, and I think that, it's just causing delays and frustration and stress for the authors, for the readers, for the publishers. And when it comes down to it, none of these are actually publishers, I will say. They are printers, distributors, and aggregators. I am the publisher. Legally, I set up my own DBA, doing business as, in the state of Idaho, as Painted Wings Publishing. So you'll see that on my book. Now, will I ever publish other people's books? I could actually maybe even see myself growing to that, because having to go through the slog of learning all of this for my own books, I am then able to help other people. So I learned a ton about marketing and how to work with designers and editors, and to know where to go to try to maximize my reach and my profit. And I could see someone not wanting to take that on and saying, hey, can you help me with that? So I don't know, that's quite a leap, especially if you're not wanting to set up as just a vanity publisher. Maybe I'll talk about that in a separate video. So this has been another long rambly video. And I hope it's been helpful for you. Definitely leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about this or about something else that you want me to cover. And hopefully I've done a good job explaining kind of who I'm with and a little bit of why. Like I said, I'll go into that in depth a little bit more later. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget the important things, like my book, like, subscribe, and we'll see you around, guys. Have a good one. Bye.